There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it ever, never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic source. It's
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss. Do you really?
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to play?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Yes, your one disco mother. There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large. Infinitesimally small. Vying for resources. It's just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this.
Somewhere in the sword, like a fly to the ointment.
You can take it. You're a champion.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world. You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Very, very bad. This is the end. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM.
There is never an inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle, no You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Do you really?
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there.
Somewhere in the sorb, like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth. I know it. A fiery streak penetrates.
Somehow, you know what it is. A coup. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror, behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies. You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself. Go ahead. Try something. Like the rest of you, It comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now. It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your... It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria. This fan has two chain pull switches. One end, the blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous thick tie, with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. The switch must be broken, because nothing happens. The air in a terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. It's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. The lights are off.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something. She nods.
Good monologue.
She nods.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Could it be because of the drinking? Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Of course, Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
She looks back at you.
Goodbye.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola. The part of the...
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. A competent work of taxidermy. Looks like the bird was ripped off. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the
Look, why don't you go and talk?
He pretends not to hear you.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager. That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands by... I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. She just...
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, the body, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight.
What a shame. Get to it now. Rip that body down from the tree.
After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party.
The man with the unimpressive beard.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41 Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took...
No, I only just got here. It was probably...
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact... What, of Martinez? No.
But you still know your way?
Yes,
I didn't imply that.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt in your... Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree. That's easy. See that door there? First you...
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back.
Thank you.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I don't know who killed him. I'm not the...
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me...
Did the debarders themselves tell her this?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing...
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought... What are you, crazy? Of course...
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard, the prey drive says.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't appreciate this. Do I have to answer him? Is this mandatory?
The lieutenant stands motionless, his expression unreal.
What are you, an idiot? I told you I had...
He ignores you. The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, you don't owe me shit. Well, officer, you're right. You don't owe me shit.
We do not need to assert ourselves here. We only need instructions from him. This is the proprietor, remember?
You know, I get this all the time. Some hobo comes in here, or some backpacking arsehole off the boat. The next day, when they... Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to... Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revish. What are you, brain damaged? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't.
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Code.
Good luck.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here. That's... Of course. What can I help you with? Excuse me? Oh. Well, I didn't write it.
You didn't say she wrote it. You asked what it was doing there.
Okay. Since the street sign's messed up? Okay. What do you need? What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Oh, that's right there, in the yard. No problem. Me? I am just a gardener. I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard.
She realizes she's about to criticize your work, or lack thereof.
Yes, it smells pretty bad, so I...
Don't worry, miss. We are here to...
Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale. Of course.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want, gotta be bloody. Personally, we've explained a kind of a worm, content with mere survival. Gotta be bloody. Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe that... We've explained the matters, but they don't listen.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Because that is precisely the negligence that you reek of it. An invisible sword of Valhalla emerges from your throat. Your mouth moves, but the one Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The jerking motions. Sign, you gave the... You don't... You will...
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
That is right. Bring your troops. The walls.
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him. No, There's a peaceful solution. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. The best idea. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it a receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street. The Vespertine, the other law overproduction of, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental type A. The latter is perfected and adapting to get type B.
The Khoikos of Grad, Hugo, Zimsk, Chest et al. Are what you would call what?
Yes, pinkness is the Khoiko.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
Its leaders.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream of skin, hair, and bone. Wake up, mate. The revolution came to rap the revolution. Enough of type mediocrity. Tips. The mosquito is...
It seems unlikely that 2 human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. The Koi this, but enough those you know them.
Moon is a direct in some.
The Maun are proved. The other law overproduction, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A. The latter is perfected and adapted. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. Type B, yes, to pinkness, the core.
Wouldn't he be one for
Revacholian?
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history?
The revolution came to rap the revolution. Enough of type mediocrity. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, type Revacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease. There is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, type Revacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease.
How did this happen?
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it.
Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple.
The words to the...
Your hand twists.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.